My name's Natalie. I'm mum to Josiah, who is now 4.5 years old. So I found out about his diagnosis of Down syndrome about several days after he was born. Because I am considered as a mum of advanced age, I was offered an amniocentesis during the pregnancy. I declined because of the potential risks associated with having that procedure. So that's how I found out. I think because I rated quite high in terms of the blood test during pregnancy, I think deep down I had a gut feeling, if you want to call it that he might have Down syndrome. But so it did create some anxieties during the pregnancy, and he was born. I think immediately they knew because he'd had the kind of obvious facial features markers, and then they did the blood test, and then several days I think later they confirmed that, you know, yes, he did have Down syndrome. The mere fact that he said "I'm sorry" for me was just, you should be saying congratulations first and foremost, not an apology as if something was wrong. And I'm very much a perspective person, and as I said, I am a woman of faith, so, or at least my faith is growing. And at the time I just thought, well, whatever the diagnosis, it's not going to define my child, you know, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do as a parent to ensure that he has the best life. I think the limitations that are always being placed on him, it's like almost as if people have already reached a conclusion before they're asking the question. You know, it's, you know, assuming that he attends a specialist provision. Lots of negative assumptions, I would say, not necessarily positive. Always been a glass half full kind of person anyway. And so I think that has helped in terms of my parenting of my son. And also I'm a social worker. So, you know, I think that those skills and experience and knowledge that I've gained throughout my profession has also helped me. I was also probably quite limited in my knowledge. So yes, he has opened up a new world for me, I would say. I just want him to be just given the opportunities, and if they're not there, I will try to find the opportunities and create them if they're not there, so that he can live a very fulfilling life just like anybody else without a disability. I think just to raise awareness that we're here and that actually we together are doing amazing things, you know. You know, even coming to this park today, people were really curious to stop and ask, you know, what are you guys doing? What's this about? And I said, well, for me, this is more about raising awareness. You know, we're not here trying to pray away the disability. You know, we're here, you know, and I say that part of, you know, being part of the Black community and a person of faith, and just some of the misconceptions and things that we hear within the family, you know, just old traditions and just ways of thinking. And we're here to just dispel those myths and just say, well, listen, you know, we can still have a child that has a disability or a difference and still be happy and live a fulfilling life and still do amazing things.